Have you ever dreamed of starting your own business, but felt overwhelmed, not knowing where to begin? Maybe you're worried about the risks involved, and that fear holds you back. You're not alone. Many aspiring entrepreneurs feel the exact same way. It's a common story, just like Ethan's. Ethan was tired of his 9-to-5 routine. He felt stuck, uninspired, and yearned for something more. He had this burning desire to build something of his own, but the path seemed foggy and filled with obstacles. He saw others succeeding and wondered, what's their secret? How did they do it? Driven by this question, Ethan decided to seek advice from someone who had walked the path before him, Mr. Simon, a well-known local entrepreneur who had built a small empire from the ground up. He'd started several successful businesses, from a cozy bookstore to a bustling tech startup. Ethan hoped that by learning from Mr. Simon's experience, he could find the clarity he desperately needed. He found Mr. Simon at his latest venture, a charming new restaurant that was already the talk of the town. The aroma of freshly baked bread and rich coffee filled the air. Ethan introduced himself and shared his story, his dreams, and his fears. Mr. Simon listened patiently, a warm smile on his face. "I see a lot of my younger self in you, Ethan," he said. "Starting a business feels like standing at the edge of a cliff. It's terrifying, but it's also exhilarating. The secret isn't avoiding the fear. It's having a plan to navigate it." Mr. Simon then shared the 5 essential steps he follows for every new venture, using his new restaurant as a real-world example. These are the practical, foundational steps that can turn a vague dream into a concrete plan. So, grab a notebook, because you're going to want to write these down. Step 1. Define your business type. This sounds simple, but it's the most critical foundation. You need to be crystal clear about what you're offering. Is it a product or a service? Is it a traditional business like this restaurant, or something innovative and tech-based? Most importantly, is it something you're genuinely passionate about? Mr. Sim explained. "I love food and creating spaces where people connect. That's why I opened this restaurant." Your passion will be the fuel that keeps you going when things get tough. If you're not excited about your own business, how can you expect your customers to be? So ask yourself, what do I love? What problem can I solve with that passion? That's your starting point. Step 2 is all about market research. Once you know what you want to do, you need to find out if anyone actually wants it. Who are your target customers? For his restaurant, Mr. Simon didn't just guess. He studied the neighborhood demographics. He realized it was full of young professionals and families who appreciated quality, locally sourced food, but didn't have many options for a casual, high-quality dining experience. He also looked at his competitors. What were the other restaurants doing well? Where were they lacking? He noticed a gap in the market for healthy, flavorful lunch options. By understanding the market needs, the local environment, and the competition. He was able to tailor his restaurant to perfectly fit a specific demand. Don't just assume people will buy what you're selling. Do your homework, talk to potential customers, and find your unique place in the market. Now, for step 3, list your strengths and weaknesses. This requires total honesty. What are you and your business really good at? What are your limitations? Mr. Simon was brutally honest with himself, his strength. He was a master at creating a welcoming atmosphere and had fantastic connections with local farmers for fresh ingredients. His weakness: he wasn't a trained chef and had limited experience with digital marketing. So, what did he do? He leveraged his strengths by designing the restaurant's cozy interior himself and making farm-to-table his core selling point. To address his weaknesses, he hired a brilliant head chef and a young, savvy social media manager. You can't be an expert at everything. Knowing your weaknesses isn't a failure. It's a strategic advantage. It tells you where you need to hire, delegate, or learn. Make 2 columns on a piece of paper: strengths and weaknesses. Be honest, and then create a plan to maximize the first and tackle the second. This next one, step 4, might be the hardest for many people. Start without overthinking. This is the antidote to analysis paralysis. So many people get stuck in the planning phase. They want every single detail to be perfect before they even start. They write a 100-page business plan, design a dozen logos, and debate endlessly about tiny details. Meanwhile, the opportunity passes them by. Mr. Simon laughed as he told Ethan, "If I had waited until everything was perfect, this restaurant would still just be a drawing on a napkin." At some point, you have to jump. You have to take action. Action is the best way to learn. Opening his doors, even in a limited soft launch capacity, taught him more in 1 week than 6 months of planning could have. He discovered which menu items were hit, how the kitchen workflow actually functioned, and what customers were really asking for. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Start small if you have to, but just start. Finally, step 5, evaluate and improve. Starting is just the beginning. The real work is in sustaining and growing the business. This means you must constantly monitor your performance. Mr. Simon checks his sales data daily. He reads every single customer review, the good and the bad. He has weekly meetings with his staff to discuss what's working and what isn't. He saw that the lunch rush was bigger than expected, so he adjusted staffing. He noticed people kept asking for vegetarian options, so he expanded that section of the menu. He's always looking for ways to improve. Your business is a living, breathing entity. It needs constant care and attention. Don't get complacent. always be asking, how can we do this better? What did we learn this week? Where is our next opportunity? And don't be afraid to seek guidance from mentors, just like Ethan did. Continuous improvement is the key to long-term success. As Ethan left the restaurant, the path ahead no longer seemed so foggy. He had a clear, actionable framework. He wasn't just armed with a dream anymore. He was armed with a plan. These 5 steps: define your business, research your market, know your strengths and weaknesses, start before you're ready, and constantly evaluate and improve her. Not a magic formula for guaranteed success. There are no guarantees in entrepreneurship, but they are a powerful roadmap to help you navigate the uncertainty. Minimize your risks and dramatically increase your chances of building the business you've always dreamed of. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Today, you've learned 5. So, what's your idea? What's your passion? Take that first step. The world is waiting for what you have to build. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more practical advice to help you on your journey. We'll see you in the next one.